Good afternoon. Happy Saturday. Today we're going to be talking about the system in the Gulf of Mexico that is supposed to impact the Florida Peninsula and Panhandle sometime next week on Wednesday. So, looking at the satellite imagery, we have Hurricane Kirk located in the northern Atlantic. There is Hurricane Leslie down here, which is forecast to become a Cat 2 later down the line. And there is Tropical Storm Milton, which has got some nice convection going on its western side. And we also have another low pressure system right here, which will bring heavy rain to Florida. So here is the latest forecast cone by the National Hurricane Center. Since it is a tropical storm now, it does have its cone, which is quite large. Here are the wind speed probabilities of tropical storm force sustained winds. This would be a 1 minute average wind sustained of 39 miles per hour, and definitely this area that it was circling in previous videos is the highest probability we are going to see. So they definitely are highlighting the area from Crystal River down to Fort Myers is probably the highest chance of this hurricane making landfall, and definitely got our probabilities pretty high already. Here is our time arrival for the winds. Sometime probably late Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning is probably when we'll start seeing those tropical storm force winds starting to arrive on the West Florida coast. And obviously it can arrive earlier. So here's the earliest reasonable arrival of tropical storm force winds, which would be late Tuesday night, probably sometime around 6 p.m. We would start seeing tropical storm force winds arrive on the west side of the Florida coast, as you can see here, overlaid with the tropical storm probabilities. Here is our current satellite view of the Gulf of Mexico. We have Tropical Storm Milton. Looks like it's trying to wrap around itself. And then we have this big bunch of just heavy convection in the eastern Gulf of Mexico, which is where our other low pressure system is probably going to dump a bunch of rain on Florida. Here is zoomed up Milton. As you can see, heavy convection on its west side. And looking with satellite, it's very nice. You can actually see that there is a lot of coverage as well. And it does look like there is definitely some circulation in there, guys. It's kind of hard to tell because of how fast it's going, but it's definitely spinning. Like that. It's definitely spinning. This is going to start moving that way over the next few days. Here is the latest GEFS forecast tracks, and there is the mean straight through Manatee County with an average pressure of 986, which would make it about a Cat 1 on landfall, which is the mean, but I do expect this will probably go up as the days go on. So you can see there's a lot of members within the range of 990 all the way down to 970, which would be about a Cat 1 or a Cat 2. So you'll have to watch how that changes over the next few days. And here's the Canadian forecast tracks. It's definitely a little more broad, with some members actually going through the Yucatan and later coming up. But this will probably also change. Same area, general consensus. It does look like there are quite a few members going through Manatee County. At least members that come together, and then there's just a lot of models that are just going everywhere. So we'll have to see what the Canadian ensembles think later. Here is our tropical depression model track guidance. As you can see, got a lot of more members than we did have last night. So as I was saying, probably Tarpon Springs all the way down to Sarasota is going to be a general consensus where this thing might go. So that's the potential. And here is our tropical depression or tropical storm model intensity guidance. Very high potential to become something serious. Got one model going to a Cat 4, but most of them do keep it around a Cat 2 or a Cat 3. So we are going to take a look at the afternoon run of the GEFS, which will show up about, I think it was a Cat 3. Strong Cat 3, maybe weekend Cat 4 making landfall sometime on the 9th, 8 a.m. on the 9th, around probably Tarpon Springs. And we definitely have some strong winds with this, as you can see. Very strong winds. And we have seen, obviously, 18Z did drop the chance of development, as I previously mentioned. But we got, at midnight, we had a Cat 3 going right through Tampa. This morning, we had a Cat 3 going right through north of Tarpon Springs near Crystal River. And this afternoon, we're back with a Cat 3 near Tarpon Springs, Clearwater area. Here is the Canadian run this afternoon. A little farther south near Fort Myers, Port Charlotte as a Cat 1. Definitely one of the weaker models. Looks like we can't go out that far yet. Looks like NavGem is just coming in, but it is showing a Cat 2 south of Louisiana in the central Gulf of Mexico. And this is moving towards the general area of Tampa. So probably somewhere from in that area right there. And the Icon is also running. It does get us out there, which shows landfall at Port Charlotte on the 9th around 5 p.m. Some strong winds as well. Here are our hurricane models. This is just shows extremely detailed what it thinks it's going to happen. So this is the H-Wharf, and this is definitely gets down really strong, down to probably almost a Cat 5. It doesn't get us out that far because it hasn't finished running, but this would be a really bad situation if this was to happen. I mean, look at that. That's a clear eye. That's insane. That's just heading straight towards like that area. So that'd be really bad, and definitely some strong winds. Very tight system right there. The H-Mon, let's see. Another really strong system. Wow. Probably almost a Cat 5, looks like probably. And this shows landfall in the Crystal River area. I mean, surge would be disastrous for Tampa if this was to happen. This would be really bad. Yeah, I mean, look at that. Sustained winds of, this would probably be sustained winds somewhere around 130, 140 miles per hour. A huge eye. This would bring catastrophic flooding to the Tampa Bay area. The HAS A is showing landfall somewhere around Tarpon Springs. A little bit weaker, probably showing, it looks like a weekend actually before landfall, which would be better if it was the weekend. Probably a Cat 3 here. Still some catastrophic flooding. I think flooding and storm surge is going to be a real issue with this system. But yeah, I mean, this is not good. All these models saying something bad's going to happen. And the HAS-B is going to take landfall just north of that near Crystal River as well. Probably like 15-20 miles south of Crystal River. And once again, this is probably Cat 5 at this point. I mean, yeah, probably Cat 5. Storm surge would be another really big issue with this. Yeah. All right. Let's check the rainfall for this system. Here we go. Sorry about that. So the first system that is in this area is expected to drop a lot of rain over particularly Manatee County and Sarasota County. And then we have this hurricane, as you can clearly see here, that tracks up and brings a lot of rain to this area near Crystal River. So obviously, if you did watch my previous videos, you know that it looks like GFS and Euro have dropped that insane rainfall totals they had going. They had like 2-3 feet for the Central Florida area, just Central Florida all itself, pretty much. Just this whole area was supposed to get like 2-3 feet of rain, which would have been absolutely insane. But it has dropped that, so still lots of rain to come, but less, which is better. And since the system is expected to track from a west to east manner, we are going to get, us people in Florida are going to be on this dirty side as it comes in, and this will probably bring a lot of tornadic supercells in as it moves in. So the Storm Prediction Center has mentioned that a tropical air mass will remain in place throughout the period, and medium range guidance continues to suggest tropical cyclone development could occur over the Gulf of Mexico with potential impacts across Florida on day 4 Tuesday and day 5 Wednesday. So this is not good. Y'all need the people in Florida and the local areas of Georgia and maybe the Carolinas do need to watch out for possible tornadoes, high winds, and storm surge. And I also did not check this, but our forecast is 110 miles per hour on landfall. Somewhere around Manatee County is kind of where this cone was. It's probably general area right here is where the forecast cone is, but obviously it's a cone, so the eye could be anywhere from here to here. So it's obviously a lot to watch, but around there is probably where the hurricane will be making landfall. But that's it for now. If you want me to make another video on this, just leave a comment, and I would really appreciate if you would like the video. Have a good day, y'all.